What up? What up? What up? We gonna try something new. We gonna try something new. Let me hide the swagger. Oh yeah, we good. Got my little pen. I got my little pen, my little pointer. I can do the games like this. Oh man, this gonna be on. I can do the games like this. From here on out, got my pointer. I can get up and walk. I got my own little ESPN studio right here. All right. So let's get into this. What y'all don't do. Good morning. I took me a little power nap. Trying to get to some info. Kwame, you what? Kwame, you made a fix on Somali. What? What is your real problem in life? There is a psychological. There's a what? Man, don't start all that before I even start.
Idea of how strong was. They're taking steps to keep it from happening again, and he's defending the management of the state while also taking shots at Republicans and the president.
Wow. Yeah, they know the headwinds we're up against. Minnesota economically, economic growth, happiness. I mean, a number of people in
Happiness.
There's a thrill. They sold $8 billion to the happiest fraudsters out there.
Fox News has obtained photos of one of the Somali illegal immigrants wrapped up in.
I'll be happy as hell too if I'm able to steal billions of dollars, millions of dollars. I'll be happy as fuck too. These guys that they're posing with are actually people that owned the restaurant that she knew. She knew these people. This is a shame. Nobody don't want to report on it. A lot of the news outlets don't want to report on this, but this is the biggest story in a long time, and it's not manufactured.
Posing with several including these guys Omar and Governor King Wall. The man pictured is Abdul Fakir. He entered the country in 2000 and has had an order.
How is all of our top politicians and governors know this criminal? Can you imagine if this was Trump in pictures with all of the people who were stealing? Can you imagine? Can you literally imagine Trump being pictured with all of the people that they say are criminals? Amazing.
Since 2004. He was in Canada for welfare. He was granted temporary protected status for 10 years, but should have never been on the plane.
Alarm responding to her state's massive welfare fraud scandal. Pinning blame not on the criminals, but those working to protect the American people.
And that the money that they've stolen going to terrorism, and that is a failure of the FBI and our court system in not basically tracking that. Now, a lot of people here is from the people who are in leadership positions who allowed this fraud scheme to happen. And I'm looking at Elon and I'm looking at everything else, and they really are the crosshairs of this whole thing. A lot of people are wondering how it's humanly possible that this was allowed to happen.
Because they do scammers.
Yeah, she's very involved in several of the people who have gone on to be indicted and convicted in the biggest pandemic era of frauds in America. The largest single entity within the Feeding Our Future fraud was a restaurant in South Minneapolis, Safari Restaurant. And Hill had already close ties to the owners and operators of that establishment, a couple of whom have been convicted in the case. She at one time did a Facebook video filmed inside of the restaurant, and the video was filmed at the time while the fraud was actively going on. She did a video in the Somali language, endorsing the.
That's crazy. So she's in the restaurant. She had a fundraiser in the restaurant of the guy who was stealing the money. The audio is bad. You don't fully understand. Let me hear how the audio sound. Hold on. Let me get another device.
And the owner of the restaurant was later convicted on 21 felony counts.
21 counts, multiple fraudsters, and we're supposed to believe that this is not the fault of the people elected to serve the residents of Minnesota and America. No, it's the FBI, it's their fault. Well, listen to this.
It's true. A Somali fraud ring in Minnesota stole over $1 billion from Medicaid. How did this happen? Well, Medicaid programs are run by the states, which in Minnesota means the pinball administration. Government laws and states, other Democrats rely on Somali votes to get elected, so they decided to look the other way because they were afraid of quote unquote political backlash. Don't they find a way for it? That's what a Somali American fraud investigator told New York Times. When these scammers realized that nobody was guarding the cash register, they went gangbusters. One program designed to provide housing stabilization assistance to patients ballooned to $104 million. When 4 years ago, it was projected to cost only $2.6 million.
So there we go.
It's coming through my phone, all right. Yeah, it's coming through this phone, all right. Because it's not coming through the TV, it's coming through the ceiling. Let me see. Let me play it again.
Welfare systems in these states are administered by the state, so it's up to Governor Walz to dole out this money, and it sounds like he was giving it to people and never should have to begin with a totally fake program.
Itself is now looking into the possibility of fraud in another Medicaid program. Minnesota's Human Services is now pausing the issue of new licenses for disability service providers. Why is concerned of fraud after an explosion in the number of applications for new licenses over the past 5 years, going up 200.
I see what y'all saying. I need to get the audio to come out of the TV instead of. What is this thing? I need to get the audio to come out of the TV and not. Hold on, people. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see if I can take it off of this main speaker and put it on just a regular speaker. All right, let me see something. No, it's connected up top. Let me see something. Let's see. See if I can kind of get a mix of nice.
So after several years of this investigation happening and it being in the national spotlight for 2 weeks, now it comes out on Face the Nation and says, you know what? I'm the one that reported this. I'm the one that's been looking into this. You should thank me for uncovering it. This is unbelievable.
The largest COVID secret.
Don't worry, she caught it.
Hold on, right there.
Well, it's not.
It's pretty shocking. Of the 87 people charged, all but 8 are of Somali descent, and that has added to the spotlight being put specifically.
How does it sound right there? Out of all the people charged, only 8 of them wasn't Somali. Only 8.
On your community. Why do you think this fraud was allowed to get so wide?
Well, I want to say, this also has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in this.
Okay.
We also could benefit from the money that was given. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also, as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about it.
There wasn't a denial, but it felt like sort of a tell to me. I think she knows much more about all of this. The whole time, as you alluded to, she has plenty of associates, close friends.
I don't know about y'all, but to me, if they don't know what's going on, that means they should be fired even more. How do you not know what's going on in your city? You telling me we supposed to keep giving you the keys to the city? We supposed to keep giving you rights to govern everybody when you don't even know what's going on in your backyard? Just imagine Tim Walz being in the White House. Do you think Tim Walz would have exposed this waste, fraud, and abuse? How much money do you think the Somalians would have gotten away with by now if Tim Walz and Kamala Harris would have gotten office? It's my belief that they are starting to use the government as their own little piggy bank. They believe that America is a country of refugees. And they have this state of mind that you owe all these underprivileged people something. So people are really feeling like, yeah, America is this racist country, so they owe everybody. They've traveled around the world. They've unalived people. America has done all this stuff. America's a big, bad, racist place, so we get them back by taking their money. But the only thing that's wrong with that is that you're taking from American people that didn't do anything to you. You're taking tax dollars out of American citizens' pockets. You're not sticking it to the man. You're sticking it to your fellow man. You're sticking it to the person right next to you. You're sticking it to yourself, really. Because you're voting for policies that's allowing them to take your money and give it to entities and interests that do not benefit you. So we got to start watching closely what's going on with this waste, with all of this money that could be helping Americans. Why should our money go to other people before it go to us? Unbelievable shame on me? You're not even making no sense. Oh, I'm over here.
They're enriching themselves of 250 million defrauded from one program alone, maybe $1 billion in the state. And this is not the rate gone to children being fed, the homeless being housed. It did not. That's what the crime adds up to. But the fact is that a lot of people were making a ton of money off of this, and she just wants to lay it off on someone else. But ma'am, you're in charge. You're in charge of the district. You're in charge of making federal law and should be interested in checking where federal money is going, especially when it's supposed to go to compassionate services.
Right? No, it's
These people such dirty scumbags. They lying that they feeding people. They lying that they're feeding people and stealing money from the government. Can you imagine? They got a hot place in hell for people that will lie and saying they're gonna feed the needy and then steal the goddamn own money. They got extra heat in hell for people like that, I hope.
And as Dr. Oz told us, nobody wanted to check because when the scammers enrich themselves, what do? Even if they don't send that money directly to these politicians, since they're benefiting from politicians who aren't keeping track of where the money in the piggy bank is, something out there around the troops. Who do they support? Who do they drum up rallies for and say, this person's fighting, this person cares about feeding sick, this person cares about housing homeless. They're going to go out there and do all that stuff. They're going to help people get elected one way or the other because their presence in office benefits them. Is apparently both being represented or they have other laws.
But that's not the situation here. I think it's true for Tim Walz as well as that. Tate saying to the folks who defrauded feeding our future, saying, "Oh, yeah, with this, let's get you out of this investigation."
Wow.
These people were in on it.
That's great.
Tim Walz, they went out with a whistleblower. That's part of the investigation I'm waiting to unfold.
That's a big part of it. Apparently, when whistleblowers came forward to get the single out, they were retaliated against. There was government retribution for bringing this up. And then we have Representative Omar who said, but when other people brought it up, no, basically, the government don't do. So, some of the years.
He's the truth.
Right.
For some reason, he's heard it.
We know the reason.
Even some of his allies are saying that his political career is.
Now, they were retaliated against. They were retaliated against for telling the truth. We were always told that the truth will set us free. And nowadays, the truth will set you free. Free from a job, free from your community, free from your friends. Because there's so many people to go along, get along game. Because guess what? They built a system and a society that's set up on being compliant. At some shape or form or fashion, people must take care of themselves. So when they hear people talking about a go along, get along game, and then they start taking away things from you. Hey, you hang with this person, we're gonna knock this opportunity away from you. Hey, you hang with that person, we're gonna blackball you. Hey, I don't want you around this person because he said something I don't like over here. Then that's how you create the go along, get along game, through fear. We're gonna not let you get to where you want to get because this is your ideology. This is what you believe in. You don't believe in free this or free that or letting this free will happen. You don't believe in certain things. They're setting it up for society to be able to control and take care of its own. And when they have the majority of the people that control the jobs and that control who gets what, then you're going to have a multitude of people not being able to have a voice. Most people are just going to say, you know what, I got to eat, I got to live. So I got to do what I got to do. And we all understand that. It's survival of the fittest at the end of the day.
June, saying he is clearly vulnerable and in my view is riskier than anything that might want.
So the worst thing about this is that he would have been vice president of the entire country. It's a better for almost a full calendar year now. Do you think if Walls was running America, do you think we would be hearing about any of this? Or do you think these investigations will all disappear? It's the current Department of Justice that is looking into this stuff. It's why it's getting such national attention. If he was in charge of this, or pulling the strings in some manner, do you think we'd be hearing anything about it? Do you think the industrial fraud complex in Minnesota would be rolled out from coast to coast? That's right.
For this long time, ally of Walls in Minnesota, a different person said, it's clearly a real vulnerability. Even suburban dads would bring it up to me over the summer.
Which is interesting because this news of this fraud took them around Minnesota for a while, but it's really broke it up.
Because we want to find out.
Biggest fraud case in America. More
Looting America.
things to come out of this as well. Was it a
But
competition?
there it is.
Was there some skimming of money off the top? And sort of
It's
putting
a fraud complex.
but the investigation is going to continue. DOJ has promised to get to the bottom of this. But Rick, everyone's trying to wash their hands of all of this. The Democrats in Minnesota are throwing Tim Walz under the bus and saying, that's on him. We don't know how far this goes.
Well, the question is with the
It's probably happening in other states. If it's happening in one state, because again, as we learned, welfare is administered by all of the states independent.
Let me get up and read some of those comments. Kwame, I thought you was a black man. So I'm white now. Why? Why would I be white? What would make me white? Let me drop the link. Tell me what makes me white. I think this is a stupid statement. So we like to track stupid statements. So what would make me white by what I'm saying? By what me reporting on this news make me white? How? This should be interesting. So me reporting on this makes me white. How? Come on with it. Go ahead with it. Come on, hit the link. Y'all know what to do if you don't hit the link. If you don't hit the link, we know what to do. I'm listening to bigots. So because I'm not listening to who you want me to listen to, I'm white. There go the link. come up here and articulate your point, or you must go. We don't need slow people in the chat going slow. So now I'm listening to bigots. That's not good enough. You want me to do something you want me to do. And if I don't do it, you got a name to call me for that? Yeah, we don't need your type in the chat. Yeah, we get you up out of here, Jack. You sound stupid.
People have alluded that this could be much bigger.
Walz's administration was at best incompetent or at worst complicit in unprecedented fraud going on. Meanwhile, this triggered the Trump administration to go into the to go after particularly Somali illegal aliens that are protected in the sanctuary state of Minnesota, the sanctuary city of Minneapolis. Here, let me show you some of the criminals.
Oh, yeah.
Illegal aliens that rounded up just in Minnesota. And these are the people, come with me, that Governor Walz wants to defend, praising the Somali citizens. Well, let's look at them. I would say convictions include domestic violence, trespassing, assault on a peace officer.
Wow.
There's a whole handful of them. You got Sharif.
Man, God, dog. So all these people cool with Tim Walz, and now they saying, "Oh, you ain't black." I guess because these Somalian blacks. Oh no, don't worry about it. I got a video that's gonna disprove all this. We should be representing and cool with the Somalian. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. We got plenty of video evidence that them Somalians did not F with us. I'm not trying to hear it. They might look black, but they don't with black. Everybody seemed to come over here and say, let me get the hell away from these black folks.
A gang member, convictions include fraud, vehicle theft, multiple.
This is not what you hear from the activists and the sanctuary rioters who are out there like they are in every sanctuary state when I showed up. They're saying the exact opposite. They're saying that this is not who's actually being arrested.
Friday, parents caught handcuffed men, exiting vans, and boarding a plane in MSP.
Those are deportation places.
Oh, arrested immigrants out of state. It's unclear who these people are. The kept on moving to find who the Department of Homeland Security is calling Operation Metro Surge.
This week, the Department of Homeland Security's Operation Metro Surge hits the Twin Cities. The agency announced that ICE arrested 12 of the worst. Among them, this man, 46-year-old up.
That's the guy that's just cool with our politicians. How are they knowing? How is this guy supposedly the worst of the worst? And he cool with Ilhan Omar. And then it's alleged that Ilhan Omar married her doggone brother. It's alleged that these Somalian people get married 3 and 4 and 5 times just to bring people into the country. This is crazy, fam.
You'll get there, Jody Bobby, who DHS describes as a great gang member.
Okay.
I would describe Abby as friendly guy.
So the law enforcement agency in charge of protecting the country says he's a gang member, but this random person says he's a great guy.
Court documents show Abdi came to the United States from Somalia as a refugee in 1996. He faced deportation multiple times, convicted of stealing a vehicle, and other offenses between 1999 and 2006. Each time he was ultimately released, given deportation to Somalia was not reasonably foreseeable at the time. When those conditions changed, ICE detained him in 2019. In a report filed in that case, a magistrate judge noted that he had worked the target around.
If you were living in a country illegally and the country said, look, we need to deport you, but your home country is so dangerous, we're going to wait to do it because we're not the big jerks, the riot moms out there are saying we are. If that's you and you know that, hey, I got an opportunity now to turn my life around and possibly stay if they see that I'm not on my best behavior, is that what we're looking at here? It might be.
He's always been a person.
But this is my thing. If these people can't even talk in their own country, they can't even be represented well in their own country, why do they get to come over here and complain and get into our politics? I don't think no other country would let me get deep into their politics, win in office, and then start dictating to them rules. I don't get it.
That he would give his shirt off his back to anyone.
Anyway, one of the news all around supporters when a judge released Abdi for what friends and others hoped would be the final time. rejoining the community in Minneapolis, Taylor bit up the extra neighbor.
You can't even really say he goes out of.
White liberal alert, white liberal woman alert. She's gonna say he's the greatest guy in the world.
Way to help people, that just is his way.
You know, the people that are out there sticking up for these fugitives, they'll say anything. These are the same people that told us Kilmar Garcia, who was an MS-13 gang member who was caught on police body cam, bringing a bunch of people through the country, which looked like some sort of human smuggling operation. We were told that he was a Maryland father by the people who defended him. That's what they say about everything. They said,
Wow, damn sure. They always do say something nice. Every single time they say they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. God, dog.
wrongfully being deported. And they say everyone's being wrongfully attacked and that Trump is just a big disaster.
12 immigrants, 5 of them are Somali, have been detained as a result of Operation Microsurge. What do you know?
We know that it is a chaotic operation. It doesn't look like it. The doing seems to be somewhat scattered. And it
are all over the place.
just know exactly what they're doing themselves.
Oh my goodness.
We know they're targeting the Somali community.
We just heard that they weren't. That's the lie. That this whole thing is trying to be defeated by. This lie. That this is some targeted operation going after specific folks. But that's not what's happening.
12 immigrants, 5 of them.
Because all they got is the black card because these people got dark skin. They don't want you to think about their behavior because their skin is dark. So let's just tell black people to join in with them because you know white people did you wrong too. And this is somebody that's dark. So y'all should stick together. Even though we ain't gonna get a goddamn on dime, they never invite us to the party. Every time we say reparations, they say hell no. But then the Indians and every other race can get some money. The Indians got plenty of money when they were in office. The Somalians got plenty of money, robbing and frauding. Black folks, we ask for some money, pull yourself up by the bootstraps.
Somali have been detained as a result of Operation Microsurge.
It's about enforcing the law. It's about enforcing immigration fraud, which defrauds the American people. And it's about enforcing welfare-related fraud. Some of these scammers were people who worked in America legally to begin with and then helped promote our country.
That Donald Trump is putting out calling for. Our message is very clear. We're standing with our Somali community. They have made Minneapolis a better place. By the way, they're American citizens. That's important.
What about the 5 people that just got
deport a whole bunch of people that are here legally, that are American citizens, that contribute greatly to our state.
Look, I realize that an estimated 90,000 people are being riled up by this language and being told that hey, the president's out to get you even though you're here legally. But we just heard about people who aren't supposed to be in America, who are part of these fraud schemes. Those people were not American citizens. Don't try to tell me that they are. And we're also seeing people getting loaded onto planes who are being deported, who are caught in Minnesota. Those people aren't American citizens either. ICE hasn't deported any American citizens. Yet we're telling people who are American citizens that they should feel like they're in danger.
The president called you a fool.
It is mean-spirited. It doesn't do anything to actually further the discussion and contribute to democracy. At some point, you got to ignore some of the rhetoric that Donald Trump pushes out, but the stuff that is unconstitutional.
I feel like we're listening to this same playbook that has been used against the president for the last decade since he's been in politics. Everything he does is unconstitutional. He's a big monster. There's no crime going on in America except for the crime going on in the White House. That's what we're supposed to think.
Oh man, y'all some crybabies in the chat, boy. Kwame, you got something against Somalia. This ain't got shit to do with Somalia. This got something to do with policies that's allowing people to steal from American citizens. And it seems like, oh, my brother is lying. What? Damn. I didn't know he was lying. Yeah, but this is about policies that's allowing people to steal. That's what this is about. All of these policies are allowing people to steal from American citizens. And I think we have a right to know where our tax dollars is going. I think everybody is upset about the way our tax dollars is going, if you ask me. Let me find this video on Pink Book Lessons. There we go.
And now I'm studying and look at this. I need to rip off Somalis. Rip off that state for billions of dollars. Billions. Every year. Billions of dollars contribute nothing. Welfare's like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want to. So it's always something.
Keep screaming this from every mountain top I can. That's the son, and this is Ilhan Omar. We know who Ilhan Omar, the son of the president or prime minister of Somali. They were meeting with nothing but Africans, talking about getting in to American politics, but understanding that they are 100% Somali and they will never be. Now, the fifth element of the show, Mr. Ali is talking, and he's letting it be known to take a Black American seat in Congress. They're not here to be our friends.
Did you see the round table meeting? They're not here to be our friends. They might want to break it up. They're not here to be our friends. They are here to get in politics and replace you. This is crazy, man. Nathan said, Kwame, I used to live in Minnesota. Well, let me get through these videos first, Nate. But look at the round table meeting. Look at them right there talking about the blacks, us blacks. This is the way it is. While we are always so forgiving and so nice, these people, this is what they think about you.
They're not here to be our friends. They're not here to fight for all people. They're here to fight for Somalis.
He said it's important to know he's Somalian and she's in the government working for us. He's referring to the U.S. government and she's in our government working for them in Somalia. He said he'll take that chair from a Black person. That's what Somali officials said to the people speaking on Ilhan Omar, and she's sitting right there. They made it very clear what her purpose was in the U.S. government. Her job is to replace a Black person for a position of power in America and then use that power to work for Somalia. Forget she was elected in place of the do nothing Black Party. Look at it. Yeah.
Did y'all hear that? So just because someone's skin is dark, we automatically got this thing embedded in us that, oh man, they love us. Look at us. This is Black empowerment. This is Black and brown. But these people are replacing Black people and getting into the seats to push agendas from where they're from, which is Somalia. These people have an agenda to push Somalia first, not America. So why would we keep letting these people get into our political spaces? I'm confused.
Her and all the other useless traitors of Black America sitting up there in the Black Caucus. Just look at her. She's a Black Caucus member, but they just told you her job was to replace Black people. That's what they're doing here. Replace Black people in the Black Caucus and work for Somalia. And we keep wondering why Black Americans can't get any points on the board. We're constantly supporting a group of people that's supposed to be representing us. But when you dig into the Black Caucus, they're doing for everybody except for the people that are supposed to be represented in Congress. Wake up. These people are not our representatives. They're outright enemies. And they're hostile.
That's it. Those are not my words. It's their words. It's their right. So before you come on here, look, just another jealous Black American. I'm not jealous of anything. We can't be beat. We're undefeated here. That's mind you. It was on camera. So I want to know what no, we don't have friends here. We don't have allies here. Especially it's bad, but it's true. And it's not coming from us, it's coming from you guys, because you guys come over here to this country, automatically look at us as enemy number one. Then you get caught on camera doing this kind of. It's absolutely crazy. But I love when people show their true colors. Please tell me who you are so I can believe you the first time.
But they know we gonna forgive them. We the most forgiving people in the world, so we ain't gonna do nothing about it. We're not gonna do nothing about it. We let people disrespect us every day, B. Why should we care? We let people disrespect us every day, B. This is just another group of people that disrespect us. Remember, we have no power, so we think, but we make everybody rich. We make Cadillac rich. We make Hennessy rich. We make everybody rich because we keep this mindset that we don't have no power, but we have the most spending power, or we buy the most dang near of any group. We spend all of our money. So we have a lot of power. We just don't know when and how to use it.
The fact that Trump is targeting Somali people in Minnesota is going to put Black Americans at risk. I don't think so. I think that Black Americans and Somali people don't look anything alike, first of all. Second of all,
We are Somalis, not Black.
Somali are not black. They white. Look at it. Black. I'm literally brown. Think about it. Somali are in our beach. We speak Arabic. We eat our food. Profit balance. The whole community. Those are guns. Black.
Somalis are not Black.
How many times they got to tell you, people, before you get it? Somalis are not black. How many times they telling you out their own damn mouth? Let me let some Somalian young men tell you how they feel. Don't take it from Kwame. This is not Kwame. For all of you that want to be mad at Kwame, let's take it from the Somalian brothers. Shout out to these Somalian brothers being bold enough to get on camera and speak the truth, how they truly feel. And the ones that's lying and bullshitting in the chat, we don't really like you. We like honest people.
We are Somalis, not Black.
Somali are not black. They white. Look at it. Black. I'm literally brown. Think about it. Somali are in our beach. We speak Arabic. We eat our food. Profit balance. The whole community. Those are guns. Black.
Somalis are not Black.
These Somalis made it very clear. Somalis are not black. Well, can anybody tell me why they openly stated and y'all have this here in Congress representing us in the Black Caucus? Why?
Because they want white people to know. Don't treat me like you treat them Negroes. Don't. Kwame is stupid. Unfollow. Okay, I'll tell you what. How about we just get you the fuck up out of here so you can stop being so crybabies? You done said all the crying. You can cry all you want to, but just cry in the background, crybaby. Love KB, take on most things. A true honest dude. Salute from Australia. Appreciate it, bro. Salute. It's people crazy, man. Just cry your ass in the background, all right? Not time for you to cry in my chat. It's too early in the morning for you to be crying like that, boy. What are you, Somali? Not black? I'm playing Somali and saying that they're not black, and you over here trying to argue with me? The hell is wrong with you? Jesus Christ. What's wrong with people? Now, this lady has no power, no say-so, no voice in her country. She comes over here with all that hatred from not having a voice. And now she has a voice. And she doesn't have a voice for black people. But she's in the Black Caucus serving Somalis. We are so smart, boy. We accept anybody.
She even here. Do you see the game? She's not black, but she's going to cosplay with a being to get in position to do what? Work for Somali. Just like the Somali officials said at that meeting. Talk about scam and fraud. This is the other way to scam they're running. Because you better believe.
And that's the same dude that's up there next to her that's saying, you going to go in there and take a black seat and you going to speak for Somalian people. That's crazy, man. Kanye said, salute, KB. Respect. Keep doing your thing, bro. Salute, salute. This is crazy, man. But everybody's scared to say something. Oh, no. We blocked you. You won't hear Steve Harvey talking about this right here, boy. You won't hear Roland Farton yelling about this right here, boy. You won't hear D.L. Hughley. None of them. Ricky Smiley. None of them. They won't be talking about this because it's their dear, darling people. Captain Trump hugged up and standing next to people that done defrauded the government out of millions of dollars. They'd be going crazy. These Democratic little shields, these people that's there to keep you stupid, these people that's there to keep you emotional, keep you worried about your skin color, they getting some of this money too. Allegedly, I think I snapped.
There's a lot of money moving around. And on paper, what do you think they're checking off? Let me give you a hint. Now,
Now, before you disagree, I just want to say, listen, right? There's no such thing as a term black woman. The term black woman came about because I said, that day when I was playing someone, black, I'm not black.
Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African.
They gotta make sure they let white folks know I'm not black. I do not want to be treated like black people. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. Paul Mooney. They just want the culture. They want to be able to say the N-word, wear Jordans, say what's up my N-word, wear rap songs, listen to rap songs, be a part of the culture, drink, have sex, but that's about it. They want to go home and live their lives. Get your light bulb head out of my country. Salute. They want the good stuff that they want from it. They want the fun parties. They want the dancing. They want the dress. They want the swag. But that's it. Everything else they want nothing to do with it. They don't want none of the treatment. They don't want to be looked at in society as the way people look at us. They don't want none of that.
Black.
You think that a person neighbors can't tell the difference between white man and Somali girl? I don't think so. I think there's can't tell the difference between Somali person and black person. I really do. And I'm just
made the statement that we know that Trump don't like black Americans. Notice how he always trying to pull us all together. You know, the foundation of black Americans are trying to separate ourselves from for this reason. Not to us. Use all our benefits, cut all the black Americans. What we've been told is all we gotta do is trash them over there, trash them, and we can join forces and have a good life. So you did that. He put it on. Why? Because there's no deportation for us. We can sit back, you know, so please keep going. You just sit, looks like especially I feel like you're black man, black man. If it's not only, it's ain't right, it's ain't right. 20 more. With a false pretense that they want to do. So while they sit out here, you can't go away from it. No, you're actually using your freedom and get this done. So my question to you people that you say this stuff, how come we can have how come we can chill? How come we can have a good life? How come we can give everybody else a good life?
Because you black out here. Steve Harvey already told you this answer, brother. We black out here. You can't win no election running on no black agenda. You didn't hear what I was saying? You thought they were bullshitting, huh? You can't win no election running on no black agenda. You know what that told me? None of those people in office want to see us out of poverty as a whole. You know why? They need a lower class. They need people to fill up the prison system. That's who do the farming. It ain't just the illegals that do the farming. People in prison do the farming too. They make the license plate. They make a lot of things. So they need a lower class. They need certain people arrested. They need to criminalize our citizens. We the most arrested, locked up nation in the world. So this is all by design. They want to keep forcing us down by bringing more people in. Our men will have to compete with more working class men like Hispanics, now Somalis, and whoever else they bring over here, Chinese, Asian. It just pushes us in a certain demographic. The entertainment. Not a lot of us go to college. Not a lot of us black males go to college. Like, this is crazy.
Come on, man.
And then they come over here disrespecting black people, like using us at the same time, cosplaying to get goodies and benefits for themselves. Check out black on these forums, and when they scam $1 billion and you stolen, they get locked up and go to jail. They check black again. So they're counting as us, contributing to these crimes.
So when the crime rates, they don't want to be black when they out on the streets. But then when they get arrested, they check black. So this go against the black crime statistics. And it's all by design. They know these people are not black. Funny how ain't nobody black or want anything to do with us till ICE pull up. Pack them all up, ICE. Salute, bro. They don't want nothing to do with us black people until they get in trouble. That's how most celebrities are. They don't want nothing to do with y'all until they get in trouble. Then when they get in trouble, they start walking through the hood. They start saying, yeah, man, I love everybody. While they on top making the money, fuck y'all poor ass, no good son of a gun. Y'all ain't got no money. Y'all ain't got no money. These people get counted as black, and it makes the statistics say that we're bad and make them, for the very same reason they say they don't want to be around us, is because these crime stats that they would read out, and they are a part of the crime stat. Some. Crazy how that works. Ain't that better? R.I.P. Patrice O'Neal.
I'm sad that people just place on black America when these people have openly admitted for years they're not even black. They just come in black American areas and soak up all the resources meant for us.
Exactly. What people don't realize is I am speaking from a place of experience. I live in Columbus, Ohio. You can check the numbers, but I believe we have the second largest Somali community in the country. Okay? What happened was they got dropped into Urban Crest, Ohio, which is on the outskirts of Columbus, Ohio. Urban Crest was one of the last remaining Black American municipalities in the country. It was founded by Black Americans, sort of like Black Wall Street. It was founded by Black Americans, and we were a thriving community. And then one day, I'm outside playing and look up, and there's this guy walking around with all these sheets on him. We knew he wasn't one of us. A couple days later, there's 1,000 dropped into Urban West Ohio, which if you look at it today, it is no longer the thriving Black American community that had started off before they got here. Then they moved to the north side of Columbus, which was also a Black thriving area. We had Black-owned businesses there. Black families own homes there. And now, when you go to the north side of Columbus, Ohio, it is covered everywhere. So when people say things like, well, why ain't you upset at the Chinese for making Chinatowns? Or for people who make Little Italy and all that? Because that didn't happen to me. Honey, if you upset with that, you be upset with the Chinese. The Chinese never moved into my neighborhood and completely pushed my people out.
Yeah, sister. If you want to be mad about something, you go be mad at it. Now, I bet y'all won't say nothing to this black woman. I bet y'all won't say nothing, call her a coon and all that shit y'all saying. I'm with the sister. Yeah, I'm not with y'all liars. I'm with this sister right here. I'm with this black woman. Since everybody following the black woman, I'm following this black woman. Now, y'all gonna start disrespecting her because she don't agree with you? Because that's what you're seeing to do to anybody else. If they don't agree with you, then she ain't black, I guess. She'll get that Candace Owens treatment. She ain't black no more? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a cold world. I'm agreeing with this black woman. How about that? Now she ain't black. She's a pick me. They're gonna come up with a name. I'm telling you. We haven't had a conversation in the last 20 years. Anytime somebody say something you don't like, you just come up with a name. Oh, you just a pick me. Oh, you just a that. Oh, you just like Trump. Oh, you just an asshole. Oh, it's gonna be a name. We don't like different opinions.
And we know the fraud because we've seen it firsthand. We know what's going on. There's so many homeless African Americans, Black Americans in Columbus, Ohio, because all the places we used to live, they don't there.
So Somalians are trying to drag African Americans into their fight. Check this out.
Professional BCS order, I report who often has made it clear that this rule is denaturalized and deport as many Somali Americans in top row. This is not about crime, this is not about safety, this is about purging people like me from this country. Minnesota has always been one of the place for people fleeing their own country that is backed by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans in the South, among
That was a call right now. And the race part of the world, all black. What happens if I'm not black? I'm Somali. And what happens if the solid allyship we all scamming in Minnesota out hundreds of millions of dollars?
Yeah, when y'all was getting all that $100 million, you ain't think to call up none of us black folks and say, we're gonna give y'all some of this shit because we all black. That's what I don't like. Do my a-hole hurt? No, that's why I get up and walk around. You don't see me keep getting up, walking around. I don't see that. That's why I like this setup. But heck no. Why in the world would y'all want to be our friend when y'all get caught? But you ain't want to share none of that bread with us. You ain't say, hey, black community, let's skin down some of this bread where we done hit a lick. You know, in our community, we call that hitting a lick. Y'all hit a lick, and y'all ain't let us in on it. So I'm pretty sure the best thing for you is probably to get deported. Because once you go up in there in them jail cells and the Bloods and the Crips, they find out you've been working up there in their territory and y'all said y'all was black, posing that y'all was black, and ain't give them none of that money, ain't cut them in on none of that money. Now that you in jail, they can reach out and touch somebody's hand. Because we don't like to be used like that. Y'all using us. That's using us.
People out the race card when it's beneficial to them because before this, they'll tell you you're jealous because Somalians are buying Priuses. And there's no allyship, and they take advantage of all these government assistance programs. But public housing, they're not going to let you in their building at their building. And these are the same people that will tell you, you Black American Somalians will say, hey, my people came over here in planes, and your people came over here in shackles and chains. Keep that same energy. I respect that. Simply about people who came over here in shackles and chains and ship. I'm pouring my ship right here. This is what I'm going to pour my ship. Don't use black as a race card. Don't use black when it's beneficial. Keep that same energy. You're not black, you Somalians. You're not black, you Nigerians. Keep that same energy because when it's time to benefit off these government programs, like housing, all that stuff, they lock other people out. They don't care about nobody else but their own people. So why you yell allyship now?
That's why when you look around for us, they're coming out, even Omar and the rest of them, Somali, talking about black this, black that. They don't know you trying to dog over the Black Americans, throwing out words like black and racism, trying to put a battery or that and run and fight for them. After they make it very clear they're not black. And their purpose here is to one, replace black people and get resources. Then two, use those resources to vandalize Somalis in America and Somalia. Yeah, their plan is to destroy Black America and ruin America in general. And now they're
all these people said they wasn't black. Now they want to be black. And look at who she rolling with. Don Lemonade, a guy that lied to American citizens right there on the side of the road. Illegal immigrants ain't do nothing wrong. The first thing they did wrong was they committed a federal crime by coming across our borders illegally. Re-entering our United States after you're being deported is a federal crime. So that's a lie. You're lying to people. Let me see what they say. Let's see. I got it up on the screen, so let's see if I can see it on my phone. Put it up. All right. Once they see a black and a brown person, we say they're black. But when they get their license, it don't say black or African American, but they real national races. Real national race. Let's see, what's the other one? They'll be fired in prison. Those foreheads are weapons. God, to be more careful. So you say they're going to headbutt their way out of a hard situation, out of a dangerous situation. Well, them pig pokers don't care nothing about how hard your head is.
Running around trying to get us to fight. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below.
You ain't black. That's Pink Book Lessons. Y'all can go sub up, please. That's Pink Book Lessons. Let me get over here. It's another video. Y'all see the shit I've been watching.
To Jacob Fry, Attorney General Keith Ellison, Congressman Ilhan Omar. But right, I sat down with the lead prosecutor, Assistant U.S. Attorney David Ellison, talked to him months ago. So will we see any of these political leaders indicted? He said he could not comment on future indictments, but even back then, the feds made it very clear that it seemed that these cases were still wide open. Now we're hearing about multiple social programs in Minnesota. And these investigations seem to be wide open at this case, and I think this federal spotlight certainly is helping at this moment.
Well, these people are panicking. They're coming out hard, talking about how Trump is singling people out for no reason. First, we heard there was no fraud here at all, but now that ICE is there and the federal government is there, they're looking at the financials, and they're looking at all the different types of fraud, from immigration fraud to financial welfare fraud. It looks like there is just criminality everywhere. And what's even crazier is this type of fraud is now spreading to other states in the country. Watch.
The whistleblower is now accusing a contractor in Maine.
Maine.
A lot of taxpayers have millions of dollars over the course of 7 years.
Dang, they in Maine too? Boy, I told y'all, boy. Y'all wonder why you feel like you never getting ahead. It's because your money going to all these other different people. Your money is going to everybody else but you. So when Trump trying to put money back in your pocket and you still hating the person that's trying to give you more money to do what you want to do with it, because he recognizes the waste, fraud, and abuse, and you still hate the man. It's almost like you want to work to give your money to Somalians and anybody else who know how to fraud the government with programs through violence in the community. Let a little violence go on over here. At the end of the year, you turn in your report card to Big Daddy government and say, hey, look, my state got a lot of violence. Hey, look, my state got a lot of gun violence. So you need 50 million. Hey, Baltimore, I need a lot of money. We got gun violence. Here goes 70 million. Hey, I'm in St. Louis, East St. Louis. We need some money. We got a lot of killing going down there. Okay, 60 million. Memphis, it's all the same. It's allowing crime in certain areas so that you can extract money from the government. Everybody talking about, I don't want to live in Memphis. Memphis too dangerous. Shitting me. It's a certain part of Memphis that them Negroes bet not go over there and do no crime. And they know what I'm talking about. Every city got some crime, but every city got an understanding that over here, this not where you do crime now. You can go unalive people over there. But if you come over here where we have this people living, that person living, it's an unwritten rule that we're going to come bring so much attention to your situation, you're going to wish that you didn't do it. So that's why people don't unalive white people. Not to say it should happen. That's why people don't go into white communities and shoot up the communities every day, because they know. They know they're not going to allow that. They allow the hood to get shot up every single night. And then they're going to, like my domino pieces, they're going to regentrify the neighborhood and get it for pennies on the dollar. Cabrini Green in Chicago, they can walk Shih Tzus down that street now. Sold for pennies on the dollar. O Block up for sale. All these places that you run down the neighborhood, they're going to take those big brick structures back. They're going to turn them into lofts and apartments. They're going to get them for cheap. They're going to kick you out, and you're going to run down some suburban neighborhood. The people want to move back into the city. They're going to kick you out of the city, send you out to some suburb. In Atlanta, they're doing it now. They're sending people out to Jonesboro, this place, that place, Duluth, Douglasville. They're sending you out because them folks want the city back. They want to be by the Georgia Dome. They want to be by over there where Rollo them at. They want that area back. That's what people don't get. It's about money.
It's a story you'll see first here on the Hill and exclusively on News Nation. On Maine's Medicaid program. Some of the allegations founded by a Somali American, drawing comparisons perhaps to the scandal that has rocked the state of Minnesota. Our Rich McHugh joined us live tonight from Maine with his exclusive reporting. Hello, Rich.
Another state from Minneapolis.
Yeah, we're here in Maine, but this story is eerily reminiscent of the scandal that's evolving in Minnesota. We spoke with a whistleblower who alleges that millions have been built from the state here from taxpayers and the Medicaid system, and that a Somali American-led health services contractor is at the center of it all.
This is so crazy. You've got another welfare system which is set up and is just giving money to everyone who asks. And we're probably going to learn that they're not checking anything. There's zero banking going on here. This system was right to be plundered as soon as criminals figured out it was open for business.
I thought that we were doing the right thing this whole time. And the more I started digging, the more I started finding. And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, that this was happening, and that I was part of this.
Chris Bernardine spent 7 years working for Gateway Community Services, a Somali American-led health services contractor in Maine. Bernardine alleges Gateway oversaw a system in which false records were filed on client visits.
Same thing
They charged taxpayers for providing services that were never performed.
Right, same case.
Some clients saying that, calling and saying, months later, that the client owed them hours. They didn't come in for these shifts or something. But I had it. That time got forced.
And they were billing for it.
They were billing for it.
In March of 2022, Gateway received a notice of violation from the state's Maine Care Services Program Integrity Unit based on an audit of records taken at random from January 22nd.
I told you, this is what society is built on now. Everybody want to be philanthropists, but the people that want to be the biggest philanthropists, they don't even have to have money. They'll get your money. They'll see a problem, write up a nice little statement, mission statement, get you to give them money, or if you don't give them money, they'll get the government. They'll apply for government fundings. They'll cozy up to this politician. They'll cozy up to their governors, apply for funding, and all the politician does is allocate that funding to a said business, and probably, allegedly, I don't know, maybe they get a brown bag kickback. Maybe. I don't know. But I do know that funds get shifted through these government programs, through the buddies that are in office.
Through December of 2018.
Wow.
Gateway overbilled an estimated $904,000.
It's like so obvious that these types of schemes are widespread throughout the country because Medicaid is administered by the states. And if you have states that don't check, you have states that set up programs, they got people overseeing those programs, who are just willing to dole out money to whoever asks. This kind of thing is going to keep happening. First it was Minnesota, now it's Minnesota and Maine. We're going to find this probably in many different parts of the country, and it's going to shock people.
Yeah, and it's going to be Democrat cities, it's going to be Republican cities. This is not going to be a Democratic or Republican thing. This is a greed thing. This is knowledge of knowing that this is a system that people can take advantage of. There's a lot of money involved in this type of stuff, and people are going to take advantage of it. So there's nobody set up in place to watch this type of stuff. So why not? Who's going to do something about it? So it is what it is. And it's a lot of people going to protect and do what they got to do to protect this type of money.
What you saw was fraud. Absolutely.
Wow.
No doubt. But Bernardine says when the pandemic hit, it got worse.
We're seeing bonuses, $2,000 bonuses going to these staff. They've been with us for 2 weeks. We never worked a shift with a client. And yet the PPP loan comes, you're giving $2,000 away like the lollipops.
That's crazy.
In April of 2024, Bernardine wrote to the Department of Homeland Security seeking whistleblower protection. They reported back to the state of Maine.
Oh.
Nearly a year later, Gateway fired
Bernardini, the company's founder and CEO. Abdullahi Ali, a Somali American who, while at the time serving as executive director for Gateway, last year ran for president of Jubilee, a state in Somalia South that borders Kenya.
What? So this individual ran for elected office in another country while running a business in the United States that allegedly profits.
How the hell do you do something like that? Can you do that? Apparently you can do it. He did it. But is this legal? Is that legal? You can live here and run for office in another country? Damn.
Fraudulently off U.S. government money. You can't pay this guy off.
Oh, yeah, fraudulently. Okay.
No apologies for building a successful business in Maine, working hard to earn a living, earning a PhD, giving back to my Maine community, and running for office in Jubilee. I'm proud to contribute my hard-earned dollars to support my people back home. We reached out to Ali for comment multiple times. We became the gateway to try and speak with him.
That's all.
I'm with News Nation. My name is Victor.
Okay, closing.
No comments? Is Mr. Ali here? Can we speak with Mr. Ali? Republican state senator found an appearance in his call on Governor Janet Mills to investigate.
It's just an absolute insult to my taxpayer.
Right.
We know that there's this Medicaid fraud going on at Gateway Community Services. We're taking nothing from Bill's administration on this, so I think it's a problem.
I still can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I can believe it. We just heard about how these places have zero checks and balances and how they'll give money to just about anybody. This is what happens when you have government officials who are in charge of spending your money and my money, however they see fit. They just give it to whoever comes along and has a bleeding heart cause and says they want to save the world. And when they check and they find it.
What do you mean a bleeding heart cause? Oh my God, there's somebody over there needs some money. Okay, we'll give it to you. Never mind. We'll get it from the taxpayers. Here you go. If anything that go wrong, just take the taxpayers' money. You know, because they're sticking it to America. Those Somalians believe they're sticking it to America, but no, you sticking it to the taxpayers. You sticking it to us. It's a shame.
But they're not saving the world. The people don't even show up. You know what they do? Nothing. They allow these operations to continue. And as we heard, this has a lot to do with getting the votes and support. Don't think for a second politicians aren't benefiting from this in some way. Scammers are very happy to help these politicians.
So much of my time and so much of my life into this agency that just tossed me aside.
Yes.
I need to reflect a lot. And, you know,
It's good.
and speak up more my season. So, right.
No, and people were stolen from.
Now, we've reached out repeatedly to Mr. Ali, to Gateway behind me. We reached out to Janet Mills, the head of Health and Human Services here. We've even reached out to the 3 Democratic Somali American state reps here. Nobody would speak with us.
Why is there But in Minnesota, we find out the Attorney General was also in on the tape. Possibly.
We have audio of Keith Ellison, as you know. Keith
The Attorney General.
many of the people involved in this program, where he seems to not suggesting that he'll get into any type of investigators off their back. Like, if they're getting hold up in some of the money going to their programs were fraudulent, he'll grease the wheels to figure out how to keep it going. They were complaining that people were starting to step in and stop paying funds. And that was when he'd be saying, well, where? I'll figure it out. So the question is, people should be, had this been to this scale without all of these politicians knowing about it? And did they know?
Good question. Good question.
I think they knew about it. How in the world? They got either way to go. I want them out of office. Because if you didn't know about it, then that means you're terrible at running your house. If you did know about it, that means you're a goddamn on thief. So either way to go, you must go. What else is there to talk about? You must go.
It seems at this point, though, hard to believe that someone did not know about this. You have a state senator, Mark Fatay, celebrating the fact that the money kept flowing. The city council member in Minneapolis, also part of that celebration that was actually held. It's on video. There are recordings of that as well. And our reporting dates back years.
So you have all these politicians. They're all Democrat politicians. They're all in Minnesota somewhere. They're all connected. They're having events with each other. They're getting their pictures taken with each other. And we're supposed to believe from that they're as surprised as we are that anything that wasn't by the book was taking place here when we've got audio of the Attorney General alluding otherwise.
Point that going over that celebration that took place. Unless none of these people, which I find it very hard to believe, are not talking to each other at all.
Right.
We also have followers that have come forward recently saying that they went to Governor Tim Walz 6 months ago. when he first came into office, and they wanted to bring these red flags to his attention, and they say that they were met with silence.
Yeah.
So we're seeing it now on, Medicaid funding perhaps being cut. If
This is great.
we can take this more seriously, for that letter that was sent from the federal government on Friday, but we have multi-billions of dollars. And again, this has been ongoing for years. So just a personal level, I've been a reporter for 20 plus years now. At this point, it's been really hard to believe that someone at the top did not know something.
And what's even more fascinating about this is not only do you have all of these politicians, you have their operatives, you have the attorney general possibly, you've also got whistleblowers who were investigating this fraud, who brought it to the governor. So it's not like you just have the politicians or you just have the investigators. They had everybody at once. It's like, this is crazy. Oh, but there's more fraud.
He thinks Minnesota's bad. Wait until you hear about Obamacare. A new study from the Government Accountability Office just exposed the program as a criminal piggyback.
Oh, wonderful.
The office submitted 24 fake Obamacare applications, and 23 of them were approved. So they just made up a bunch of names, put in fictitious Social Security.
Kwame Brown, the TV audio is distorted again. Really? Mr. Kwame said the TV audio is distorted. Okay. We're going to go to the laptop. We're going to go to the laptop audio because I don't know why it's doing that. Let's see if it's the laptop. Salute to you, Miss Akimi. Let me go to the laptop. Dang, man, I was having fun. Is that this one? I guess this one. I don't think that's it. There you go. All right, we got it up there. Put in fictitious social security numbers. Let me rewind that back a little bit.
Wait until you hear about Obamacare.
Tell me.
A new study from the Government Accountability Office just exposed the program as a criminal piggyback.
Oh, wonderful.
The office submitted 24 fake Obamacare applications, and 23 of them were approved.
Wow.
So they just made up a bunch of names, put in fictitious social security numbers, or
Are you kidding
for
me?
some, put in no records at all, and Obamacare sent them a check.
Are you serious?
This is exactly what Elon Musk and Doge were talking about. We wouldn't have to print so much money and run so much debt if we could just stop giving away money to thieves
who don't exist. So Minnesota.
Did y'all hear that? We wouldn't have to print so much money or give so much money away if we didn't have to print so much money or get in so much debt if we didn't give our money away to thieves. And I agree with that. That's all we do is give money away. Any calls, anything that go on, we give money away.
Maine, and now the entire Obamacare apparatus. What a gift that has been to America, huh?
The federal and state crackdowns on fraud in Minnesota are creating some collateral damage and programs aimed at helping people with disabilities.
One nonprofit tells us that it's at risk of shutting down because of potential pauses to funding.
Well, then they better be actually helping
people.
people.
Say it is all necessary. They say it's the only way to get to the root of schemes that have cost Minnesota taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars.
Shut them down. Audit them.
The latest crackdown is from the feds, from Dr. Mehmet Oz, the director of CMS, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
Our message to all is clear. Either fix this in 60 days or start looking under your couch for spare change, because we are done footing the bill for your
Right. There needs to be consequences.
Governor Walz offered this response. We are glad to see CMS affirming the governor's executive action and look forward to continuing to work together. In late October, Governor Walz announced the audit of 14 high-risk state Medicaid-funded programs, warning their funding could be paused.
We are part of the 14 high-risk programs.
Kelly Brown is the CEO of Learnability, a nonprofit that provides home health aids to severely disabled individuals. She has written to the federal program saying she will have to shut down if the federal government limits the in-home care she provides to 6 hours a day, down from 16 hours a day.
I serve about 20 clients, and my clients are of the highest needs individuals.
But State Representative Patty Anderson, the vice chair of the Minnesota House Fraud Committee, says the audits and investigations are necessary.
It's very, very unfortunate because these are dollars that should be going
And what's wrong with an audit? If you say you're doing 16 hours of home care a day and you're not, you should be worried. But if you're doing the 16 hours of home care a day, you're billing the government for it. There's a real patient. You're actually saving the world, making somebody's life better. What's the problem? There's nothing to be worried about.
To people that need it, and there are folks who need these services,
there are.
but we have
and there are scammers.
To get to the bottom of it.
With photojournalist Joe Kaczynski, Esme Murphy, WCCO News.
In addition to all the investigations, the state of Minnesota has issued a 2-year pause on new state licenses for group homes for the disabled.
Wow. Okay. That was another one of the scams. Group homes for the disabled. You had places saying that they were going to provide housing.
So you scamming disabled people now? How in the world are you scamming? First of all, you shouldn't scam anybody, but you're going to scam disabled people? God, dog. This crazy, boy. But we can't say nothing about this. We black out here. Black people shouldn't get food stamps. They always talking about food stamps. And even I feel like we should strive to get more than that. But just hearing this news, we need more than goddamn on food stamps. Forget that. And I ain't trying to hear no Somali that wasn't calling our phone when y'all was taking all this doggone money. You was supposed to cut us in, but you didn't do it. So don't try to call us now. I just always think about what Paul Mooney said. Everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. This is a shame. I'm not going for it.
Housing for all kinds of people who needed it. They would get a license to do that. Then they would bill out as if they were providing the service, and boom, the money evaporated. And now there's a 2-year pause. It's funny how all of these pauses are happening now that the entire country is watching what's happening here and learning that it may not just be happening in one place, that it might also be happening in Maine and with the Obamacare healthcare system of our country. And, you know, we're going to find this in other states as well. This is going to turn out to be one of the biggest political grifts, funding mechanisms for the political socialist party of corruption, and it's going to shock people. That's what I think. What do you think? See you in the next video.
I think scamming mentally ill and autistic and disabled people, I think they are despicable. Deport they ass. We're not talking about all Somalis. If you are a good Somali, you came over here the right way, cool. But if you didn't, deport they ass.
Going undercover and
check this out. We got a pastor. We got a pastor right here. Look at this dude. You could look at him and tell he ain't right. Look at him. Big old slop body, don't want to take care of himself. This guy was alleged to be caught in like a sting, and he was after underage kids. A grown pastor got caught in a sting. Don't you talk about pastor? Are we going to be saying don't talk about pastor on this one too? Don't talk about pastor. Let's get into the story.
I've been on the app for a few years now.
That's what this pastor allegedly wanted to do to a 16-year-old boy.
You send him a message on Thanksgiving talking about you want to come eat him up.
A TSR exclusive. We have the messages as this traveling preacher was on the prowl, tried to meet the boy at a 16-year-old boy.
You send him a message on Thanksgiving talking about you want to come eat him up.
A TSR exclusive.
Bro, it looked like this dude is allegedly sending 16-year-olds messages saying that he want to eat them up. It looked like this dude done ate enough. But to talk to an underage kid, if you're an adult and that's what you choose to text somebody, and that other person is an adult, hey, do what you do. But this man is up preaching that he served God and loved the Lord. And then on the next breath, he's texting a 16-year-old boy. So that's why I tell you, I don't care about nice talking people, nice sounding people. I don't care about the reputation. I'm pretty sure this guy is beloved in his neighborhood. He probably talks soft, probably have people that talk real nice about him. But on his spare time, he's talking to 16-year-olds. Allegedly. About eating them up. That's fucking disgusting. I got to go off camera. Ugh.
We have the messages as this traveling preacher was on the prowl, tried to meet the boy at a park, but instead, why didn't you go find someone else? Police, they were right there waiting on him. All thanks to a content creator known for going undercover and taking alleged predators down.
They literally will prey on kids.
I'm Justin Carter, and this is TSR Investigates. But before we get into it, roommates, for more TSR Investigates, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the Shade Room's YouTube channel for new weekly episodes of this show and more.
We went through a myriad after saying this.
A pastor.
A pastor that prays is allegedly preying on underage boys, and video of the takedown is circulating on social media right now. Online, he calls himself Bishop James D. Stockton. He has a church in Ocala, Florida. But in the video,
Ocala, Florida. He down there, what, Miami? No, that ain't all the way Miami, is it? Golly, man, this is a dirty, stinking, you know what? Ocala, Florida. He's a pastor in Ocala, Florida. I'm going to rewind it back so you can get his name. He's a pastor in Ocala, Florida.
on underage boys, and video of the takedown is circulating. Praise.
A pastor saying this.
A pastor.
A pastor that prays is allegedly preying on underage boys, and video of the takedown is circulating on social media right now. Online, he calls himself Bishop James D. Stockton. He has a church.
Bishop James D. Stockton, Ocala, Florida. James D. Stockton, Ocala, Florida.
In Ocala, Florida. But in the video, he told police he recently moved to Torrance, California, where he's lead pastor of South Bay Church of God. But it wasn't of God. Messages.
Oh, but he's in Torrance, California. Torrance is way out.
Of what he wanted to do to an underage boy. And we do want to let you know what you're about to hear is extremely graphic.
Brother, why are you here trying to be my brother? Actually, I was hoping and praying that it was somebody older.
It was a master plan set up by content creator Big Bad Wolf to catch an alleged predator. He and his team, they've been doing this for about 3 years now on social media. This is what he did. He made up a story that he caught his 16-year-old brother attempting to meet up with an older man at an LA area park.
Okay, so the picture that he sent you, did he look? That he only sent me one picture. He told you something different. But I thought, again, I wasn't thinking that when he was 16 or no app like that. You know, we that's because again, we all say we're different ages and things like that,
Right.
stuff like that. I mean, well, you didn't say you were a different age. No, actually, on my thing it said I'm 55. But I mean, I've been on the app for a few years now. Oh, okay. So is this the first time you ever met somebody?
No. It was the Growler app, a gay dating and chat service that caters to bigger men.
And he reached out to me first, but I have myself on there as like a 19-year-old boy.
But the picture that I have of myself on it obviously looks younger than 19.
He says after a few messages, they ditched the Growler app.
We moved over to text messaging and quickly told him, like, hey, I'm really not 19 like I am on the app. I hope you're not mad that I'm younger. And he asked how old I was. And then I told him 16. And he was all like, oh, well, I don't mind if you don't mind about my age. And then that's when I asked him how old he was. And he said it was 54.
Big Bad Wolf, he played along and said, quote, age don't matter to me. I just care if a person is nice and keeps stuff secret. Stockton then replies, quote, that is definitely me.
And then he was saying that, is it okay to cuss? Okay, yeah, he was asking like, have I ever had my ass out? I told him I haven't done it. A lot of people had suggested to try it with me, but nobody has done it. And he said, I could be your first. Just make sure it's good and clean.
Were you shocked?
Honestly, I wasn't shocked yet because I didn't know he was a pastor. I knew nothing about him or what he was, just a guy online looking for somebody that was obviously young.
The back and forth, it continued. They exchanged pictures. Stockton then asked what time the boy gets out of school, talked about showering with the boy, and performing sex acts on him. Quote, I promise to be gentle and make sure you are enjoying it. Saturday, November 29th, though, that was the day they finally agreed to meet. By this point, Big Bad Wolf already called Signal Hill Police.
I saw you send him a message on Thanksgiving talking about you want to come eat him up. Well, that's because that's what he was saying. He was into.
Police showed up moments later, asked to see Stockton's phone.
And he says, I'm 16 though. And he said, really, okay. You had someone that told you they're 16. You told them that you're 54. Okay. Nowhere in these messages do you say, I don't think you're 16. Right? He tells you that he wants someone that's going to keep it secret.
Stockton trying to justify his actions. He says on the app, the profile had a different age, a legal age.
I understand what
his actions. He says on
and said, really, okay. You had someone that told you they're 16. You told them that you're 54. Okay. Nowhere in these messages do you say, I don't think you're 16. Right? He tells you that he wants someone that's going to keep it secret.
Stockton trying to justify
Look at this big fat weeble wobble. Look at this dude, man. This is some sick stuff. He's draped in a robe. He's draped in a robe, has a big cross around his neck, and he's on an app looking for not a grown woman. It would be bad, if he was looking for a woman for his position, being a pastor. But I'd rather him be there looking for a woman than on there looking for an underage boy. This is a man of God. He's not backsliding. He's not, backsliding and going into a life of messing with a woman. He's backsliding and going to a alternate lifestyle. But add that to messing with someone who is underage. This is sad.
his actions. He says on the app, the profile had a different age, a legal age.
I understand what the app said. I understand what the profile said. Even if you didn't believe him, he's still saying he's 16. Is it legal or illegal to have sex with 16 legal? Is he the only person on earth? Why didn't you go find someone else? There were others? Yeah. Okay. Well, why aren't you meeting them? Why are you meeting the 16-year-old here?
That's why I was trying to see if we were getting at a park. He just actually said, I want to meet you at the park. I want to meet you to see if you're real.
Stockton goes on to tell police, although the person admitted that they were 16, he didn't believe him. He said people lie about their age on the app all the time.
Explain to me how someone who you don't know, you've never met, you don't have any sort of background on, tells you that you're 16 or that they're 16, and you automatically go to, oh, I don't believe you. Let's talk about having sex.
Again, because that's what the app was.
Right. Like, I swear, boy, that don't even make no sense. Oh, you 16. No. I don't believe that. You can't be 16. You on the app. It's like you're a grown behind man. You don't think that there's some 16-year-olds are rebelling against their parents? You don't think it's some 16-year-olds just curious, doing something stupid? And instead of you being an adult, you over here talking about And at that, you a man of God messing with a boy. This is crazy, man. A wolf in sheep clothing. He want to eat somebody up. Lord have mercy.
About, and again, people will not tell the truth on the app, and then once you meet like face to face, you find out, okay, that's not me, whatever, and that's why I wanted to meet in public. You know, I know I'm wrong because again, we got some things, but I had no idea.
Police not buying it one bit. He was cuffed and taken to jail, but not before. Police not buying it one bit. He was cuffed and taken.
That's what I'm talking about. Lock them up. Why they so nice to him? Got him on 2, 3 cuffs. They should just put him on one cuff. One cuff would have worked. Make him stretch his shoulders. They make me stretch my shoulder. That man got 3 cuffs. This is a shame.
To jail, but not before Big Bad Wolf got to him.
I did call the police.
And you should have. You really should have. But I had no idea he said that.
I mean, but he told you that though.
That's you know, on those apps, people are on their ages all the time, and that's why I wanted to meet in a public place.
Well, how was you gonna eat his booty in public?
I was just talking to each other. I wasn't doing that in public.
Oh, okay. Well, just for future reference, you can't say that to nobody.
I know that. Trust me, I'm learning that.
Okay, brother. All right. Have a good one.
Why do you do it? What's your why? What made you want to step up and do something like this?
It's more about just wanting to see kids enjoy their innocence. And then I saw that it was a big problem how a lot of older people, men and women, 'cause I've got women arrested also. They literally will prey on kids. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to start doing this to try to spread awareness because a lot of parents don't understand this.
Now, Stockton, we've learned, is also the former president of the Marion County, Florida NAACP, and announced his run for Congress in Florida's 6th congressional district next November. The Shade Room, we checked the websites linked to the churches he served. They've been scrubbed from the internet altogether. He's been charged with 2 counts, felony contacting or communicating with a minor with the intent to commit a sex crime and arranging a meeting with a minor for lewd purposes. Of course, we'll let you know what happens. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter.
Salute to you, Justin Carter. Well, man, that's crazy, man. TSR Investigates with Justin Carter. That was a great video. I hope they lock that joker up because that was terrible. Like, what is wrong with people, man? Is the pastor married? I don't know. They didn't say anything in the story about him being married. He looked like just a nasty, fat weeble wobble that didn't know how to get no woman. So he hid in a group being a pastor. Like, just think about it. If he was a pastor and he was like a player, he could have had all the women in the world. He could have had all the women in the world if that's what he was looking for. But he's looking for the young boys. He want the young boys. What the world is this? Hell yeah. Oh, they in there fighting like a mug. I like that church. No, let's stop. But hold on, let me get this pulled up. Let me get this pulled up. Because they thinking about deporting Ilya Omar. What the world? Oh shit, they say a Somalian got some news for us. Hold up.
Our country, get the out. Some say if you don't like our country, get the out. He said they come from hell. Go back to where you came from. This is what Trump said. If you don't like America, leave. You gotta stand for that. Yeah, be hard on immigration. Be hard on all that shit. Coming over here for Americans making us look bad, like we the enemy. No, you coming with us. We Americans. We live here. We born here. If you don't like our country, man, I feel like Trump feel. Get out. If you want to come over here and start complaining, been whining about what's going on in America, how we treating people now, we treat Americans good. We love America. We next for this here. Y'all came invaded our land, our country, and all that there. That's how I feel. If you don't like it, man, don't follow me, man. Because I'm going to tell the truth, man. That's just how I feel. Trump said it, I said it too. Go Trump. Man, I love all that. Make America great again. He is not wrong. He should have blew the boat up and blew that 2 boat times behind it. I ain't saying kill nobody, but keep America safe. Too many drugs killing these kids out here, man. These grown ones too dumb doing crazy ass drugs. Make America great again. Am I wrong?
Is he wrong? Is he wrong? He's definitely not wrong, in my opinion. He's not wrong. Hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel.
If you want to come to this country, but you can't pledge allegiance to this country, go back to the one you came from, stay there. Nobody wants you here. We need people who are willing to sacrifice their lives for this country, not people who are coming just because it's better. You know what I'm saying? Don't be sucking up the benefits of the United States if you're not willing to do the sacrifices, you know? And if you live in this country, you were born.
Is this a Spanish guy saying that? Is this a Spanish guy saying that? I don't know, but I'm with him.
Here and you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? You can leave. Get out. Let somebody else who wants to be here be here.
Since when did we have to bow down to certain communities? Look, I'm Asian. I'm Vietnamese. Okay, when we have our own communities too, and our communities thriving. You know, we have businesses. We've been here only less than 50 years since after the 1975. Our communities are thriving throughout the United States. If you look at our numbers, there's only about 2 million of us here in the United States, and out of that 2 million people that we have, majority of us have businesses, scientists, engineers, doctors, bright mind people that given back to this country more than we've taken. And we have never asked anybody to.
Now, hold up right there. Now, that's racist. What do you mean, how that's racist? I don't know. I just don't like the way it sounds. Most of them business owners. What the fuck you think? We can't own no business? They just gave you the money. Yeah, we business owners too. They ain't give us no money. Now, I will say this. I don't know how all these people come over here and just open up a business always in the black community and everything is just thriving. I'm making a joke out of it, but a lot of those people do get government grants and government funding, as we saw Kamala Harris do with the Indians. So I used to think that these people were just smart and geniuses, and be that as it may, they may be smart, but it's not just their brain power that's getting them all these businesses. It's an effort push towards helping most of these immigrants when they come over here.
Bow down or speak our language. Okay. Since when the mayor of the little pirate land pirates Molian in Minnesota have to speak their language and apologizing for those crook-ass pirates? Since when we have to do that? This is just a crook, and he's a Jewish dude. What a shame, you know? What a shame.
Everybody is got the smoke for those up in Minneapolis. The mayor, the governor, everybody's got smoke for them. And to be honest with you, I'm not upset. I'm not upset about it because people are frustrated. They're frustrated with people like this next individual that I'm about to play. These are some of the most arrogant, disrespectful, non-thankful people, non-appreciative people in the country. They come over here and they rob and they steal, and then they got the nerve to talk trash. You can't make this stuff up, man. Hit the like button.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America. And he's the reason, actually, I know that the community in America is thriving. He is how I know. It's like, he's how we measure our progress. If he doesn't tweet, somebody messed up. I know. If he tweet, I know. We're doing the right things. Yes, that's how I know. So he's old and sick, I know. He may not witness our full takeover, but I promise you that his sons will witness. Just like him, we came to exist in this country.
See, young man, you might be young and wet behind your ears. You might not know enough about America, but let me explain something to you. America is somewhat a racist country. And I'm going to tell you something. When these old rednecks here somebody with a darker hue start talking like you, they might start calling you uppity, and they might put an N word behind that, boy. And if they label you as us, because you already dark, you look like us, I think you're gonna get that Somali ranking that they give you is gonna get revoked, and they're gonna put you in with black. And if they start hearing you sounding like this, they're gonna get on your ass. I'm telling you right now. All this, the takeover, you basically threatening white people that their white sons are not gonna be in power. Do you not know they're not trying to hit at what you talking about now? In your country, you can't say none of this stuff that you saying. Now you came over here talking about you finna take over? Man, you gonna get royally messed up, buddy.
The land of free men, the land of opportunities. And we're here. Yes. And we're not leaving, actually. We're not going back. What do you mean go back? You should go back first. You see, if you come first, you go first. See? Just like you. Tell me how you own this land. Explain to the world how this land became your land. Tell the world.
These are some arrogant individuals, man. Seriously. We got
That motherfucker come over here from a war-torn country and tell us how you own this land. And we finna take over this land. Man, they finna fuck y'all up. Hey, this gonna be funny. Boy, they gonna fuck these people up, boy. Lord have mercy.
get these people about the country. You know, if you don't have any respect for the nation, respect for the commander-in-chief, respect for the people that have been here, that built this nation, you just got here. You know what I'm saying? And you guys are living off of the work of Americans that have been in this country for some time. And you got the nerve to come over here and act like this and talk like this. These people have no shame. They got to go. We got to do everything that we can to get these people up out of here. Here goes another example.
Policies, how can the politics in Somalia can be, resonate what we have here in the United States, the democracy that we have. How can you help us, be a better country and build back what we used to have back in long time ago? So hopefully we will be able to help our country, our former country, Somalia.
No, she said it right. Help their country. And yeah, how about we help them get up out of here? These people get in office and their focus is helping Somalia and Somali people. It's not actually, oh, I'm in office and I'm here to represent the constituents here in whatever district that I'm in. No, I'm here to make sure that things go well over in Somalia. This is crazy. And these are the people that liberals have elected. Now, there is a lady who is an immigrant, but she calls them out. And I'm glad to see that this is happening. This is someone from their community calling them out. Listen to this.
I just thought I should talk about a few things that I'm seeing in a couple of days in our state of Minnesota. As we know, a lot going on in Minnesota, and thank God, things are unveiling. So many corruption for so many years have been overlooked. I guarantee you it's not well-run state, okay? It's been corrupted. Minnesota has been a home for me for a very, very long time, and I don't recognize it anymore. Some neighborhood, you can't even go anymore. The homelessness, crime, drug, it just, our beautiful state have been turned upside down by these liberals. I heard the other day, Ilhan Omar say that don't blame the entire community for a few criminals. I totally agree with that. But in the same time, is the Democrat, liberal, socialists are always blaming entire community for someone else's fault. Example, when a mass shooting happened, the entire American population that owns a weapon are to blame. You see, you can't just choose and pick what you wanted to say when it's convenient to you. The other thing she says, the white men are to be feared in America. Well, maybe she have a bad experience with one or two white men. Don't blame the entire white man in America. You see, this is the very reason people who have a common sense exiting the Democratic Party. The socialist communists destroying our country. Speaking of destroying our country, I heard Laura Ingraham today speaking to ICE agent director. And at the end, she mentioned that I don't know why Minnesotans are voting for these liberals year after year. Mr. Trump, Mr. Michael Lundin, his business turned upside down just because he spoke about election irregularity. Election integrity in our state and in our country is a very important thing. People's voice had to be heard. I don't think it's my belief, and allegedly, I don't think People are voted in, have been placed in. Allegedly, I believe people have been placed in. So we need to bring back election integrity into our country. Mr. Trump, I'm pleading with you. While you're looking into this corruption, don't pass the election issue that cost Mr. Michael Landon literally his business and his livelihood. This issue needs to be addressed. While you have the opportunity, while you have your foot in this game, please, please, Mr. President, look into that.
I agree with her.
See what I'm saying? All this it leads back to control. There should not be penalties. There should not be all of this. Like it's gonna be one band, one sound if we don't keep speaking up. I saw Tim Pool, a YouTuber, a large YouTuber, was thinking about quitting. I think that's his name, Tim Pool. Like, it's crazy the attack that they putting on people. In real life though.
There's definitely need to be some investigation into the way that our elections are ran in this country. Maybe we need to have more poll watchers and things of that nature.
There won't be no investigation in how it's ran because there's going to be too much punishment for the people who quote unquote whistleblow. For the people who tell the truth, they're going to be exiled. They're going to get in trouble. So they're not going to. People are not trying to risk their livelihoods to be some type of martyr or whatever that people want them to be. There's no reward for that.
She's one of the few out there that do get it.
But genuinely though, this like whole illegal immigrant conversation is very interesting because I cannot believe that I live amongst people who actually think people shouldn't have to go through the proper processing in order to become a citizen to have the right to live here. Like, it doesn't.
Okay, Blasian, Black and Asian, Black and Chinese. Okay, I like them eyes. Okay, Blasian.
It matter how fast or how slow the system is or the process is. Like, why can't y'all follow rules? Like, it's a rule. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. Like, I don't understand why you guys are acting like this is like a foreign concept. You can't go to any other country and do this. Do you know what I mean? You can't. So I don't understand how, like, genuinely, like, why is it a problem? Because it's breaking up families. Well, then you shouldn't have came here to begin with, you know? And then the same people who have a problem with this are the same people that hate this country and think this is the worst country ever. Why would you want people to live in a country that you hate? You guys make absolutely no sense. And it, like, genuinely, like, it's really scary to, like, witness this, like, mental illness. On one hand, you guys hate the country. You think it's so bad. You think it's terrible. You think it's the worst country ever. It's so racist. It's so this. It's so that. They take away opportunities. It's so unequal. All these women, we're all oppressed. Black people are oppressed. POC's oppressed. Everyone's oppressed. Everyone's so oppressed. But then, oh, yeah, we want everyone to come in here. And everyone deserves to be in here. Why does everyone deserve to be in a country that sucks? Huh? You know, like, that doesn't make sense. You guys didn't really think about.
It don't make sense because the country is better than any other fucking country. These people that are coming here saying that this country sucks can't even say that in their own fucking country. Ilya Omar would have to sit down and shut up. The same way they told us men. If Ilya Omar go back to her own country, she would have to sit down and shut up. So yes, this is a country that affords women, that affords everybody a voice. It may not be as loud as you want. It may not be as important to everybody else as you want, but at least you have a right to have it. You have an opportunity to voice it.
What you say. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, spell it out for me. Like, please explain why you think it's okay for people to be here illegally, for one. And for two, why are you in support of people being in a country that you think is the worst country on earth?
That's because it's a lie. It's because that they believe that this is the best country on the planet and the best country to ever exist, but they want to fundamentally change it across the board. Demographics, you know, how we move, our laws, our constitutions, they want to fundamentally change the nation. We got to do everything that we can to keep it from happening. Don't listen to these people when they come out here and say that this place is terrible and it sucks, this, that, and the third, because if it was so bad, like the young lady said, these people wouldn't be, you know, fighting tooth and nail, risking you know, legs and limbs, you know what I'm saying, to make it over here. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on the all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining.
Salute, salute. That's a righteous perspective, original content, a righteous perspective. But man, that's crazy, man. I wish people would think about the long-term ramifications for this fraud and abuse. It's going to be people that's ready and prepared for whatever that's coming. Think about it. Most Americans don't have access to millions and millions of dollars. These people come right into the country. They automatically are placed above us. Somehow they're allowed to scam and get away with millions and millions of dollars. Not all, but some. And then they build up the community. They become a part of government. They go straight to power. They don't sit in a lower class position. I don't understand what's wrong with us. We don't want to be cops. We don't want to jump into politics. We want to stay out of stuff like that. But that's the true power. Creating and shaping laws, that's the true power. But hey, that's my time. I'm up out of this thing. I hope you guys enjoyed this one.